Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Sam B right here with the Tune Up Show. So check it out, right? Karmelo Anthony, justified killing or murderer? Let's find out. Tune in, tune up. Let's do this. All right, y'all, we're going to jump right into this. Let's see what's going on.
Within the past hour, 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony has been released from the Collin County Jail after posting bond. A judge reduced his bond this morning from $1 million to $250,000. He's facing a murder charge after police say he stabbed another teenager, Austin Metcalf, while at a track meet at a Frisco high school. Stephen Dial is in McKinney with more. Stephen.
Karmelo Anthony left the Collin County Jail in a suit but had nothing to say to the reporters before he got into that vehicle. The district court judge says that she looked at all the factors in this case, him not having a criminal history, and that led to her making her decision to reduce his bond. 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony was silent after bonding out of the Collin County Jail and being placed on house arrest.
I don't know, man. He seems to be pretty calm and cool for somebody to have just stabbed the hell out of somebody, and apparently it was unprovoked. I'm not so sure what this is all about, but to me, this I don't want to dig into the conspiracy theory stuff, but a lot of people are like, oh, false flag events and all this extra stuff, or sometimes you might just be dealing with a kid with some issues that were just waiting to just crash out, just waiting to snap on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got kids out here that's going through that shit in their head, and they with the shits. That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
This self-defense.
2 days after the family of Austin Metcalf buried their son, they were at the Collin County Courthouse for a bond reduction hearing Monday. Karmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing and killing Metcalf at a Frisco track meet earlier this month. The case has quickly become national news, drawing a lot of attention, resulting in threats and increased security at the courthouse.
Threats and, talk of race war and all kinds of insanity isn't good for...
It is. I mean, no matter what's happening right now. All right, this is the kid's defense. This is his defense attorney, Mike Howard. Yeah, no crap, bro. Of course, it's going to spark something because it's getting national coverage right now. Everybody's talking about it. It's all over the internet. We want to know whether or not this kid it was a justified killing, or was it straight up murder? Was it just a kid that just had enough of just being bothered? Who knows? We don't know what was going on in the mind of Karmelo Anthony. Nobody else was there. Apparently, he was sitting in the wrong section of the bleachers, and I guess Metcalf approached him and said, "Hey, my boy, you got to move, da-da-da-da-da." And then before you know it, he stabbed the hell up. We gotta make this make sense, y'all.
Obviously, the Anthony family, it's not good for the Metcalf family.
Cameras were not allowed inside the courtroom, but we did capture the Anthony family arriving. His father, Andrew, testified in the hearing. District Court Judge Angela Tucker said that she's never gotten this volume of calls and had to have this level of security in the courtroom in her 13 years on the bench. Court documents say Anthony stabbed Metcalf during a fight. When an officer arrived, court documents say Anthony told the officer, "I was protecting myself." Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis spoke after the hearing.
The judge has made the call, and so what's important is what's next, and it's our job to be level.
Okay, so they were fighting. So he didn't just come out of nowhere and just unprovoked. Somebody said something to him, and he just crashed out. So they were fighting. But my thing is this: he had a knife on him from the jump. So, I mean, hey, you bring a knife to a fist fight, a gun to a knife fight. Yeah, street rules. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, murder's murder, man. Murder is murder. I know, like, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Sam B, you got a son. How would you feel?" Look, my son can fight. You know what I mean? And But that doesn't go for the same for everybody else. You don't know what's in everyone else's mind. You don't know what everyone else has to deal with on a daily basis. This is pretty bad on both ends, man. Either way, both sides is gone, man. Two lives are gone, no matter what.
Headed to be fact-based and to follow the truth wherever it leads.
Anthony's father testified he's taking a leave from work because of the incident, and his wife is a stay-at-home mother with 3 other children. During the hearing, the prosecution brought up the fact that more than $400,000 have been raised for the Anthony family, saying a reduction is not needed because they have the funds. A big question in this case will be, why did Anthony bring a weapon to a high school stadium? It's a question that was asked of his attorney.
That's an understandable question, but it's not something that, frankly, we're prepared to even go into.
Basically, the kid was ready to throw down no matter what. That's the way I'm looking at it. The kid was definitely ready. He was definitely ready to throw down. You know what I mean? He was definitely ready to throw down because why else would you have a weapon on you? I mean, no one carries a knife on them or a gun on them unless they're ready for whatever's about to go down. That's just the way it is. I mean, like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even the lawyers like trying to be coy about the questions or whatever. But look, guy, we know what it is. Listen, I don't believe personally it's a race thing, but it's a life or death thing, and that's just what it is. But I'm gonna take a look at something else too. So the money that was brought up with Karmelo Anthony raised over $400,000. So apparently, his family. I mean, what would y'all expect, right? What did y'all expect was gonna happen with this money, right? So I'm gonna read off a little bit on this Newsbreak article. The family of Karmelo Anthony is living much differently right now than they were last month. Anthony walked free from prison after a controversial decision by a judge to lower his bond for charges that he allegedly stabbed and killed. I mean, he ain't allegedly. I mean, he stabbed him. Like, that's why we talking about it. He ain't allegedly not stab him. He stabbed him and killed Austin Metcalf at a track meet on April 2nd. It was alleged that a confrontation between Metcalf and Anthony broke out during a high school track meet when Metcalf called out Anthony, who did not attend the same school as Metcalf, for sitting under his team's tent. Like, okay, so that made sense, right? For Metcalf to have said something to him at that particular moment. So, in the meantime, that's the nit nanny about it, right? So, meantime, social media has been in an uproar not only because he has been released from jail, but also because Karmelo Anthony's family is using donation money to buy a new house. It did not take long for social media detectives to find the alleged home they were living in. If you can see it right here, apparently Marissa Hanson tracked it all down. Like, yeah, this is the same house. Supposedly it's $3,500 a month for the rent. He got a new car. The resident told the outlet, if you look at the license plate, it's got a paper tag and it says expires June 4th. Apparently this car was a brand new Cadillac Escalade. I'm not really gonna get into all that. We can look at the we can look at all the comments under here. It said this is Dina says this is disgusting. Murder someone to get released, get a new house, new car, all because of the color of his skin. See, that's what I'm saying. That's that rape bait. That's that race war bait. You know what I'm saying? Praying this boy gets a lengthy prison sentence. You don't get rewarded for murder. Well, apparently you do, right? So that's a Newsbreak article. If you guys want to look up this, be my guest. I want to get to another thing. This is an AI overview about Texas stand your ground law. And I want to just skip down to imminent threat and reasonable force. So, for the stand your ground law in Texas to actually be implemented is for the stand your ground law in Texas to be implemented, the imminent threat has to be reasonably believed that you are in danger of death or serious bodily injury. All right? And down to reasonable force. The amount of force you use must be proportional to the perceived threat. Y'all get that? Reasonable force. So for stand your ground law, to take place, the threat has to be the same level of the force you use to neutralize that threat. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. Karmelo Anthony's going to prison, possibly for a long time. Because if it was just a straight up fist fight, I mean, look, man, sometimes you got to take some lumps. You know what I mean? It don't really matter. You got to take the lumps, bruh. But if you felt as though that you had to pull a knife and take this kid's life, take this other dude's life, hey, man, there's another life and another family that's got to deal with it. So you was a big boy. You felt as though you had to take this life, man. Hey, I get it. Don't nobody want to get beat the hell up. But guess what? You might have to go to prison for this one, man. I think he will go to prison. But look, check it out in the comments, man. Hit me up. What do you think? You think it's a justified killing, or is he a straight up murderer? Tune in. Tune up. Let's do this.